Amazing. Well, it's lovely to be here. Thanks ever so much, Simon. My name is Georgina Hallaby. I'm a performance and wellbeing coach. I actually lived in Singapore for about 18 years before coming back to the UK about 5 years ago. Before becoming a coach back in 2020, I worked across various top advertising agencies in Singapore, including with the wonderful Martin over there, who was my project director for a design and build move that I was overseeing at one point. And then I was helping out marketing technology companies to embed within the region. And today I really want to talk to you about understanding your strengths because I think that's so important. Why? Because it really capitalizes on all of your positive attributes, all of the amazing things that you can achieve simply by being you, right? This increases your self-esteem. It increases your competence because you're working on strengths that you already have, which then improve your performance. And there's a wonderful feedback loop because if you improve your performance, you improve your motivation, you improve that feel-good factor, and it just keeps on circulating. And also, it's a better use of your focus, time, and effort because why try and be someone else when you are amazing as you are? And that's what I want you to understand today. We're really going to dive into what makes you you, what makes you amazing so that you can work from that strength. So this is going to be an interactive session. Feel free to ask questions and let's dive in now. And I thought we'd start with something interesting. We're going to start with an exercise, if that's okay. It's a bit of an eyes closed process to get us into the mood, but we're going to actually see and experience your strengths. How's that? All right. Okay, perfect. So without any further ado, because we've got so much to cover in just this hour, I'd like you to just shut your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths and welcome yourself back into the room. Just taking a moment to acknowledge the time and the space that you've given yourself for your own happiness and for your own well-being. And as you sit there comfortably, aware of your breath, just notice the wonderful weight of your sit bones on the chair and the delicious solidity of your feet on the floor. And it may well be that your tension just starts to ease off in your shoulders, to unspool in your jaw, to ease off in your forehead. That's it. And from this space of grounded comfort, I would like you to think of somebody who loves you, somebody who thinks you're amazing. It could be a partner, it could be a parent, it could be a child or a grandparent or a friend. Somebody who just lights up when they see you. And I want you to imagine them just standing in front of you, looking at you with all that love in their eyes. And just take a moment to really bathe in that, receive that beautiful, unconditional love. And then gently, I want you to disengage from your body and walk towards them. And walk behind them, step into their body. That's it. So you can see from their eyes and notice yourself standing in front of you. See what you see. This amazing you standing in front. Feeling all of this love just pouring out towards that you. And from this perspective, I want you to notice all of those amazing qualities and characteristics that they just love about you. Take a moment to just see that, to feel that, to experience it. There we go. That's beautiful. What is it about this you that makes you unique? That makes you extraordinary? And feel how lovely that feels. Sending all that love, how natural. Now gently step out of this other person, this loved one, and walk back round to yourself and step back into your skin, carrying all those wonderful feelings. And as you see them looking back at you with this extraordinary love, I want you to feel it and notice it in your body and to own it. That's it. And I want you to amplify that wonderful feeling. This beautiful appreciation of who you are. And if there's a color, wash yourself with it. And if there's an energy, expand it out so I can feel it all the way over here. Feel how good it feels, how natural it feels. This amazing essence of who you are. And allow yourself to imbue that all the way in, down to your DNA, like a wonderful remembering. I don't need to ask you to remember your name. You just know, right? And in this way, I want you to just know deeply all these wonderful qualities. And allow yourself to just imbibe that in, resonate with it as you gently open your eyes and come back into the room. Oh, I had some lovely smiles there. Just watching this serenity come out from you all. Perfect. Who wants to share? What did you see? What did you notice about your amazing, unique qualities? Feel free to drop it in the chat or to just come off mic and share. I'd love to hear.
I'd like to share that it was easier to see it from somebody else's perspective.
Yeah, beautiful. Am I allowed to ask what is the wonderful, unique quality that is you, Martin, that you saw?
Um, yes, I felt my loved one appreciated me, loved me because I am caring.
Mm, yeah, beautiful. Did anyone else find it easier to see from somebody else's perspective than their own? Yeah,
It is.
yeah, beautiful. I am caring. Beautiful. Any other affirmations? I love the I am in that. Let's drop them into the chat. Some more I ams. I can see like just the peacefulness sitting with you all still. Beautiful. Christiane, did you want to speak out?
Yes, how I am open to listen to people.
Ah, I am open to listen to people. Beautiful. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's funny, isn't it? Like when you look at young children, they seem
Mm.
to just have these amazing, just innate qualities. You can have loads of siblings, but each one of them, and yourself, you're all entirely different. My two children couldn't be more different, but they have these extraordinary qualities, almost as if they were born with it. My oldest child's so determined, from literally from when she could walk, so determined. Okay, so let's go to a different, that was a feeling experience. Let's go to a thinking experience and let's articulate some more strengths, right? I want you to think of a part in your life where you are extraordinarily successful. Doesn't necessarily have to be in terms of career or income. It could just be a part of your life where you are just, where you've had most success. Okay,
Okay.
you got it? Yes, Christiane?
I am very good in convincing people about ideas that I do believe they work.
Oh, wow. So you're good at convincing people about good ideas.
Yes, but when I believe on these ideas, okay,
Yeah.
some people they can sell anything. It's not my case. But when I do believe on something, I'm very good on convincing people.
Oh, amazing. A natural influencer. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, has everyone got their role or their part in their life? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So I want you to take a moment and write down, and it could be anything, friendship, knowledge, happiness, whatever it is. The question is, what about yourself has allowed you to be successful in this or in these? Just jot it down.
Yes.
And dig deep. Maybe characteristics that you wouldn't have otherwise thought, but that maybe somebody else might describe in you. Karen, did you want to share? You've just come off mute. Yeah.
My hero is actually Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's best friend who is now deceased. So what he says, and I believe after a few careers, and it seemed consistency is a key in everything we do, whether it's healthcare, personal care, friendship, or my career. I feel that taking baby steps a day, every day with some self-improvement has been the reason why I can achieve some of my dreams.
Oh, beautiful.
Being consistent.
Yeah. Consistency with daily steps. Beautiful.
Not rushing myself for growth, allowing it to grow naturally, so that I don't give up on what I started.
Beautiful. And what impact has that made on your life, Karen?
In the all these years, because I'm also somebody who, although I can't speak or write Mandarin, I'm educated in Malay and English back in Malaysia, but I enjoy reading the Book of Tao by Lao Tzu. He speaks a lot about being in the flow like water, able to cut through rock. So now that I'm 50 over, when I was younger, I was a lot more hard on myself. But having read more literature, having done more spiritual work, I realized that being consistent and allowing the universe to slowly bring you to where you already imagine yourself being happy in as a state truly bring me a lot of friendship that help each other along the way. Like Ileana, she was the one, and I know Ethne also. She was the one who sent me the invite. So I truly appreciate some of these friends who help each other. So I think being consistent is the key for me from the thinking self.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Karen.
Thank you.
I love that. I find Lao Tzu amazing. I listen to a lot of podcasts about the way. Thank you. All right. So let's get some shares. Feel free to speak out about what your strengths are, and within what makes you successful. You can drop it in the chat or do speak out. Rebecca, I know you've come on camera and unmuted yourself. Do you want to share?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm kind of getting ready for another going out. That's why I had me off for a while. I started by saying I'm organized, but then I thought, wasn't too sure about that. So I think it's more about like just keeping going and tenacity and just keeping going. And sometimes if you don't have an alternative or a choice, it's easier to just you have to keep going, which is probably my case a bit. But I think also just about not thinking that you know it all and not thinking that you know better than other people. So there's that something I come back to a lot of the time, that arrogance is very linked to ignorance. So if you think you know it all, you'll never learn more. I think I always try and listen,
Yeah.
It's really
Beautiful.
think that you know it all, or you know better than somebody else, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So open, curious. Yeah. Beautiful. And also sort of just that tenacity. Amazing. Yeah, great. Any other shares? We've got some great strengths here.
Something else I could share is about being resourceful.
Lovely, resourceful.
Yeah, taking initiative, which is similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So quite a lot of similar themes in terms of mindsets and just consistency, tenacity, keeping on going, having the right open mind, being resourceful, persuasive. Beautiful. Okay. Any others? Any others you want to just drop in the chat?
I need to tap into Karen's consistency and Rebecca's tenacity. Those are those. I'd love to be better at those two areas. Yeah, my success was relationships, and my qualities are respect and caring and being non-judgmental.
Yeah, amazing. Can I share a little story that I heard that I thought was amazing? I don't know if I'm going to phrase this right, but imagine that there was a beautiful tulip, right? And it was colourful and it was joyous. It would come out in the spring and it was just a happy flower. But it was always lamenting because it always wanted to be a rose. You know, a rose is just so much more majestic and it appears in all of these fancy gardens and fine, it may have thorns, but it's just beautiful and it's more durable. And this tulip just spent all of its time trying to be a rose. When really people love tulips, and there's a time for tulips and there's a time for roses. And if all flowers look the same, our gardens are going to be really boring, right? So don't try and be a rose, enjoy being a tulip. And Martin, yours, you know, relationships, respect, being caring is amazing for your, for the industry that you're in. And having worked with you in the past, you know, you seemed incredibly resourceful, methodical, organized. Yeah. Yeah. At least that's what came across. You always delivered.
Yeah, when people are paying me to be, so yes.
Okay.
Can I just welcome Elena Podrezo. Thanks for joining us, Elena.
Good to see you. Okay, so here's another one, right? I want you to think about a few hobbies or activities. We're going to go a bit lateral here. You know, so something that you really enjoy. It could be gardening, it could be, you know, crocheting, it could be going to the gym, whatever that is. Have a think about that. What is it about that you enjoy?
I love cooking.
Cooking. Oh, I love
Yes.
cooking. Yeah.
Yes, very much.
Yeah. So cooking is a great example. So as you're thinking about these things that you really enjoy, the question is, how do they put your strengths to use? So for example, cooking, for me, I have to plan everything. It's methodical. It's almost like it being an orchestra, getting all these different parts. It's like a dance, moving it all together. There's timing, there's sequence, there's flavor. Yeah.
Or cooking for me represents two aspects. The flavor by itself and also to impress the guests, to surprise them.
Yeah. I'm really feeling this level with you, Christiane, of connection with other people, of this natural flow of giving and receiving. It's beautiful. Yeah. And it's also something about hospitality. One of my key values is generosity. And I'm able to do that through food. Yeah. And eating. I mean, let's face it, that's a key strength of mine too. Yeah. So maybe just take a moment to consider what it is about you, or what is it about your strengths that gets put to use in these hobbies or activities. And then let's get some shares. And I hope you're writing all these strengths down, right? Making a list.
Yes.
Apart from work or anything.
Oh yes, anything. Literally anything. Gardening, hobby, yeah. Cooking, going for walks, not cooking, partying.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore, Rebecca. Okay.
Mm.
And it could be something that, it was a past thing or a present thing.
I also like to make alterations on my clothes to become them more a little bit more unique.
Oh, so what strengths are you using for that?
Because it's for my own clothes. I just like it to go to a place and be like, wow, your clothes is so fantastic. Georgina, it's because I have Leo on my astral map.
Oh, and also as you go out there and you impress people, how would you describe that as a strength? So, for example, it could be an eye for fashion, it could be flamboyance, it could be,
Fashion, because I do like fashion.
Great, highly
And
visual.
I like the feel of the unique to make my mark.
Yeah. So it's interesting. People who are highly visual, who can design things, they have a capability to positively hallucinate. So what does that mean? That means sort of in hypnotherapy terms, there are people who could turn around and walk into a room and go, wouldn't that be amazing if we just change the color of those curtains and then we move the sofa over here? Of course, none of that's happening, but they're able to hallucinate how it can look. That's a real skill. The ability to visualize, to change. Beautiful. And often these are skills and strengths that we don't even think about because they are so natural to us. So go a couple of levels deeper. What is it about that hobby? What is it about what makes you successful that you just take for granted?
I have a wide range of hobbies.
Excellent.
It was interesting because I was thinking I was struggling to find the strengths, but the fact that I have a wide range of hobbies means I have a wide interest in life, and that from sports to dancing to music to all sorts of other things, and that wide interest in life allows me and helps me to connect with people. So I think that's a
Beautiful.
strength there. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also hearing versatility.
Oh, good one.
Yeah. Does anyone else need any help sort of digging a bit deeper?
Yeah, it's interesting what's coming up because at first I was thinking, I thought of a few things, but then I'd missed like heaps. So it's really interesting. Yeah.
Do you want any help, Rebecca, if you name a couple of key hobbies?
No,
And
it's when you said hobbies, so tennis and horse riding and Pilates kind of came up, but then I thought of the other things like the design, like I'm doing it every day and I didn't even notice that it was something I was like really enjoyed. And it was somebody saying about that when you were saying about like visualizing a room, I did that straight away. Like I can look on Rightmove or whatever, or in somebody's house and like I've just turned all the furniture around. And I used to when I was little, I used to draw like floor plans all the time. Like I'm 7, 8, I was always doing floor plans. So I think kind of my mind does think in that way, like readjusting things.
That's great.
The design of the mag, that's what I'm doing all the time, but I hadn't kind of put them together until now.
Yeah. And also, Rebecca, just based on what I've observed over the years, you're extraordinary with people, extraordinary with relationships.
Really?
I hope you put that down. Of course. I mean, you pop up and I've kind of known you on and off through a mutual friend for 20 years and everyone knows you and everyone loves you and, great with people, great with connections, interesting, sparky. I think having moved away from Singapore, where there is a lot less pressure. I mean, there's still a lot of pressure here, but coming back to Singapore, you can almost feel it in the air. It's tough.
Yeah.
Everyone tends to think in terms of success. My kids went to local schools, and if you're not in the top 4%, you're a failure. And everyone, you take all these incredible kids that would come over to our house, and they would just hang out, and they were just crazy, clever, sparky, come to PSLE, the equivalent of the 11 plus here. and they would all be sort of locked indoors, going from tutor to tutor, and it would slowly be squeezed out of them. And all of these amazing things, let's try something else. I'm going to go completely off script here. Close your eyes a second, if you wouldn't mind. And I want to do some time traveling. Let's move forward into the future so that you can see in front of you your wiser elder self. They are sound in mind, healthy in body. They've gone through everything that you've gone through, and they now have, a great level of perspective and, of course, a little bit of humor and brevity. And I want you to just see how they light up when they see you. Right?
Oh,
They're excited. Yeah. And I want you to ask them, what does a fulfilled or what does a successful life mean to you?
oh,
Yeah.
mm,
And just listen to what they say.
mm, mm,
Maybe take a moment when you're ready to just
mm,
ask them, what should I take up and what should I let go of?
mm,
Now, if you were to measure yourself against this, how are you doing?
mm,
How do these align with your natural strengths?
mm,
And then whenever you're ready, just open your eyes.
mm,
You may want to write that down.
mm.
I don't think anyone gets to the end of their life and thinks, God, I should have worked more.
Oh,
Let's get some shares. What did your amazing older you say to you today?
mm,
Karen, do you want to share?
mm.
Because I could hear you sort of it resonating with you. Yeah.
Like what I mentioned just now, my strength was consistency and tenacity as well. So for people like with this kind of strength, we usually would have sacrificed a lot of time with friends and family to pursue our interests in life. And just like Martin, most of us here, I'm sure we have a lot of hobbies from sports to dance and reading all sorts of podcasts in many areas from science to literature. And that's when we forget to, because we are so immersive, sometimes I might forget about love. As mentioned at the end of life, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. So who can put down that one of their key strengths is love?
Somebody said just now that they may not be very good with something else, but they're very good with care, respect, and friendship. I think those are great strengths. Not necessary compared to somebody who is hardworking. I think that those beautiful strengths that belong to Tulip resonate as much to the world as the rose, So some of us may have sacrificed a bit too much actually to pursue our interests.
Beautiful. So what advice did your wiser elder self give you around that, Karen?
To be very present. Since many years ago, I already stopped working for a corporate, so I have time for myself, my family, and friends. But I'm happy that I've made that decision to do what I want to do and make living every day as though it's the last day of my life. And that has always been something I enjoy. And God is kind. I mean, whatever I thought I needed to sacrifice time and energy to pursue, sometimes it comes in many different ways, the blessings. It did not be the same path that I thought I wanted to pursue. I've always wanted to be a medical doctor, but I ended up being a scientist. And then I thought I want to be commercial, and then I thought I wanted to be of service. So sometimes it is not necessarily what we get. Like what we want is the most beneficial for the world as well as to ourselves. That's why I like the way the Book of Tao, because when when somebody lost the horse or found a horse, the story about the farmer who lost the horse, right? And then the son didn't get reinstated in the army. I mean, we never know what eventually is the best for ourselves. Yeah. So I'm glad that I'm at my age. There is, and so I'm sure my wiser self will say she's proud of me.
Yeah, beautiful. And I'm hearing a couple of strengths also as you talk. So the fact that you wanted to be a scientist or a doctor, and then you went into science, and then you moved into commerce, also points out that you are multifaceted and very capable and curious. And there is a part of you that's constantly wanting to be of service. So generosity and giving and consideration, all of these are strengths. I don't know if you've ever heard of a study by the University of Pennsylvania. They've done a lot of the psychology around happiness. They have a free survey called VIA Character Strengths. It's VIA. I'm going to just put it down in the chat. And if you fill it in, it takes maybe 10 minutes. And I think it's .org, but I'm not sure. It will give you your top character strengths. And it's really quite beautiful. So my top one is the ability to love and be loved. I mean, who would have thought of that? We're all thinking, oh, great on PowerPoint, or, able to manage AI, or, but what about you? That's intrinsically you, right? So I can highly recommend you go and have a play there. Okay, anybody else want to share any strengths that came from that wiser elder self, or any advice? What did you get? I think we've got time for one more.
I think mine is I think I'm a good mother. Like, I'm very focused on them, and it has been for the last, 20, 8 years, 30 years. So I feel proud about that.
Beautiful. And what is it about you and your strengths that makes you a good mum, Rebecca?
Probably not wanting to be like my mum particularly. She's not listening. No, but yeah, just I think that if you're going to have children, then you should do whatever it takes to bring them into the world in the best way and support them. And, that's kind of what I've tried to do and like doing.
I think there's more there. So, for example, intentional. I hear how intentional you are with your kids and how principled you are. And I certainly find that you need to have a certain degree of patience as well. Active listening.
How old are yours now?
16 and 18.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Through GCSEs and A-levels, yeah.
Yeah, when they're 28 and 30, it's much easier.
Yes.
It gets
Once
better.
we fly in the nest soon, I'm like, oh. Yeah.
They never go.
Oh, good. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Marketti, you've come off mic. Do you want to share as well?
I think similar to Rebecca, for me, I think if I look back, I will be happy that I prioritized motherhood, especially when my son was really young. And I wasn't brought up in a way that I consider respectful, or the way that I want to bring up my son. So I put a lot of effort into learning how I want to do it differently. And it takes a lot of effort, and it's a difficult journey because the old patterns and, past traumas keep coming up. But I'm just determined to be a different mom for my son. And I'm just hoping that he's going to be grateful for that too. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be proud of myself for doing that, of putting him first. And I'm very lucky that I was able to do that, that I could put my career on pause and concentrate on that, especially when he was little. But more and more, I feel how the relationships in our lives are more important than anything else. And it's just I don't understand this world of people going or defining success as wealth and having a lot of money for their own benefit. If you are going to have a lot of money, I was always prepared to share that and do something good in the world with that. So it kind of makes me sad to see how it's glorified now, like all these entrepreneurs who are making a lot of money for their own good, and they are keeping it, or maybe even to detriment of other people, when there is a lot of suffering and places where they could be helped. So going forward, that's what I would like to do, kind of like contribute to make the world, or at least the people around me, to have a better world.
Perfect. So how would you translate that into strengths?
I would say, I guess now I have a clearer vision of what I want to do, and just to be able to be kind of determined and go for what I want, even though there are hurdles on the way, to kind of have that faith that it's going to work out in the end. Don't let the obstacles stop me.
Beautiful. And there were a few other strengths that I heard as you were talking, if I can share. So determined was one, having faith and trust, but also being people focused, generous, wanting to contribute, community minded, clear. These are all great strengths. Yeah. So hopefully by now you've got a list of strengths in front of you. And I want you to just look at them. Just look at all your strengths. There may be others that you want to add in too. Right now, what do these strengths say about you? If you were to read this in a CV or a description, what would it say about the other person? If you're looking at it objectively, what do these strengths say about you? And you may want to just write that down. Take a moment. And just look up whenever you're ready. Perfect. So just give it another 10 seconds. So I want you to select your top 3 strengths. They may not necessarily be the strengths that you're best at, but the ones that resonate with you the most right now. Yeah. Okay. So ask yourself, when do you use these 3 strengths? Think about situations and scenarios at work or in daily life. It may surprise you. Thank you, Avni.
Thanks, Avni. Are you going to show yourself briefly before you depart, darling?
I sure will. I will turn on my camera and say hello to everyone in a minute. I've got some really beautiful friends here. I can see you all. I'll see you all in just a moment. Big hugs, but yeah, I will connect in a bit. Thank you. I'm running around getting things organized before I go to the launch.
Okay. And hopefully this will be put up on the website so you can catch anything that you've missed. All right. So just notice, how do you feel when you use these strengths?
Thank you, Georgina. Really helpful.
Ah, it's my pleasure.
I saw 3 words staring at me, my strength.
Yes.
Smart, fun, and generous. And now that I see it on the paper, it makes me feel like life can be effortless when we play to our strength, because it is who we are. So whoever come into connection with us, be it family, friends, or clients, they feel at ease, I guess, because we are who we are all the time, online, offline, in gym gear, in Pilates gear, in whatever gear, in party gear, it's the same person. So I think we get to sleep more soundly and eat more gustily because it's easy. I guess that's what aging helps to mold us into whoever we are, and we are sure of ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's a very natural, it feels natural.
Oh, beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much, Karen. That was a really powerful share. Yeah, life just becomes easier when you're not trying to be who you're not and you're embodying who you are, because it's a gift.
Mm.
It's a gift to everyone. Beautiful. All right.
Thank you for bringing it out in us.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. And it's funny because everyone else can see it in each other. Often we just don't see it in ourselves. It's good to get out the pressure cooker and to look up. Okay. Last question on this round. Where else can you use these 3 strengths? What places and spaces in your life or work or relationships? Some lovely shares in the chat. Christiane says partnership. Elena says unstoppable. Yes. Okay. All right. And whenever you're ready, who wants to share? Where you use your top 3 strengths and where you would like to start using them and what they say about you. That's my favorite one. What does it say about you as a person, as a human?
And we're coming towards the end of our time, sadly, and I'm going to be blatantly self-promotional here. Bringing people together at a time when people are under enormous stress, particularly in Singapore, but everywhere, I think is really, really important. About half of the members of the Raffles crew, we have nearly 500, are reporting great stress in their personal or professional lives. And I think an important solution to grappling with that stress and overcoming it is human connection. That is being able to meet people without being sold at, without having any expectation that they're going to do anything other than be welcomed and supported. So that's my commercial for the Raffles crew, folks. So I'd like to do that and carry on doing that.
And also a beautiful testimony to you, Simon, and your great strengths of just deep connections with people, liking people, wanting to be there to support them, making things happen, right? Community. All of these are testament to you. Beautiful.
It's not just me. It's lots and lots of people are helping me, and I would gently run including a number of people here who've helped me a lot. So those of you who feel like supporting, coming to meetings, helping us grow the Raffles Crew, we're going to be launching in Hong Kong in mid-June. That'll be on the website tomorrow. So God bless you all.
And
Georgina,
humility. Yeah.
take your last 5 minutes, Georgina.
Got 5 minutes? Good. Excellent. We can use them all up. Does anybody want to share something about what it says about you? No? Okay. All right. So let's move to the future. I want you to think about a goal that you have for the future. It could be any type of goal. It could be professional. It could be personal. It could be a relationship goal. Just bring it to your mind now. See it as if it's already happened. And of course, the question is, how can you use your strengths to achieve this? As Karen said, make it natural, ease and flow. You may want to make a quiet commitment to yourself. Don't know, it's quite noisy. Is there someone shuffling paper? Oh, sorry, Christian. Okay. So I'm aware of the time. And if we could just have one final share, if everyone can drop in the chat or say out loud, if you were to sort of encapsulate, one word, your top strength or something that you really appreciate about yourself. Let's share it with the group now. Yeah. Feel free to come off mute.
I think, am I off mute? I am.
Yep.
I think what I'd mentioned at the beginning was like being open to learning and listening. And I think that's what I've got to do. And I know this as well, but I need to do it more. It's just learning to see that I am whatever I've put down on the list, or so learning to, I suppose it's actualizing it or whatever, but it is learning to see that you have what you need, but be quite specific. That's like the conversation you have with yourself is really, really important, instead of focusing on somebody's annoying me because they haven't done their work, or you know what I mean? Like just learning to see that the people will do their work, or I'm learning to see that people will be more responsible, or those kind of things. So it's the learning action.
How will you learn, Rebecca?
No, I think it's just saying to myself that I am learning to see that I will, whatever the thing is, as well, instead of, does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, because you're a highly visual person, and you're using that curiosity that you have combined with that visual aspect to create that self-awareness. Yeah. Beautiful.
Instead of, yeah.
Yeah. We've got Elena who's put agility and gratitude. What else? Avni?
Hi. I'm so sorry I wasn't able to join, but I've been really enjoying the beautiful conversation, Georgina, and thank you for doing this. Really looking forward to watching the whole thing again, and it's so nice to see wonderful friends like Karen and Elena, who I know for, I think, more than a decade. So yeah, anyway, heartfelt gratitude. It's absolutely a beautiful conversation. So
Oh.
thank you.
Well, I am aware of the time. I'm going to stay on for another couple of minutes just so that I can hear or you can share, all the wonderful things that make you you. I have just put my contact details up for anybody who wants to get in contact, and I'll just drop that in the chat too. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Feel free to feedback what you're doing with your strengths. Rebecca, keep in touch with, learning to see everyone. I would love to hear how you start to live from a place of your strengths and start to feel that ease and flow and joy. Because, one of my favorite sayings is be yourself because there's enough of everybody else. Yeah. Amazing.
And I think the gratitude thing is very important as well.
Yeah. Gratitude.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And with that, just on time, 1 minute over, I'm passing you back to Simon, and thank you for having me.
Thanks, Georgina.
Thanks, Georgina. That was great.
Thank you, Georgina. As ever, you're wonderful, Georgina. You made us pause.